So we're here today as part of Mallee Sustainable Farming's Lockdown, Lowdown series. Without the ability to put field days on this year, we're trying to bring you a few little videos that show you some of the stuff we're up to this year and some of the results that we might expect at the end of the year. So we're looking at it here today at a trial site that's part of the Dryland Legume Pasture Systems project. And we've got some interesting pasture evaluation going on here, Roy, as part of that project, looking at what regenerating legume options that might be suitable to some of our deeper sand country that our other legume options mightn't be that suitable on. So I'll hand over to Roy to talk about what's being seen in this trial.
Yeah, thanks Michael. This trial was established really to look at the opportunities to introduce some pasture or some forage legumes on deeper sandier country, not necessarily that Vetch is well adapted to. So this country, I guess we can describe in this part of the world as good legume country, and you can probably see behind me the good lupin country, I meant, how well the lupins are doing in this environment. A couple of factors and a couple of improvements that we really need to look at and try and develop is the opportunity or the potential to harvest on-farm seed, and that's really a major driver of this project. So the two species we're specifically looking at here on the base of that is where I'm standing now is the Seradella, and there's also rose clover further up the trial. And we're really comparing it to Vetch, and over on my left there's vulgar Vetch, which is the earlier maturing type of Vicia, as a comparison. Now the issue we see it is that while Vetch is so widely used through mallee farming systems, it doesn't necessarily produce so well on this deeper sand, and where I'm standing here is around 70 centimetres of deep sand. So, and that's where we see the Seradella, which was developed in and introduced and developed in Western Australia probably 20 to 30 years ago. They really introduced that on their acidic deep sands as a option for lupins at a time when the lupin industry was really in poor conditions. So over many hundreds of thousands of hectares in Western Australia it's used. In Victoria it wasn't considered, because of our alkaline soils of course, it wasn't really considered an option, but once we get onto these deeper sandier hills where we've got a neutral pH, in fact some of the pHs are less than neutral, it's performing really well. So yeah, that's basically it. The issues on this trial, it was sown on the 17th of April. There's a whole range of lines here, but as I said, the ones I'm concentrating at the moment is on the Seradella and how its comparative performance against the Vetch. We've done some sampling of these trials on a monthly basis, and at this stage, and currently we're on I think the 11th of September, or is it the 10th? The Seradella's produced over 4 tonne of biomass compared to the Vetch next door to it. It's only produced 2 tonnes, and that you can't actually see it so much from the camera, but that's really a plant density issue, because that's one of the issues I've introduced is in terms of plant establishment, in actually establishing a comparable sort of biomass of seed, of germinating seed. So instead of having 100 plants per square metre, which gives the larger seeded Vetch a great advantage, we're looking more at a similar biomass of seed to actually establish to, and that's ended up of course with 25 plants of Vetch compared to about 150 plants of Seradella here. However, as I said, at this stage the Seradella's doubled the production of the vulgar vetch on this soil type, and we'll look at the potential of it to harvest some seed, because, as I said, that's a significant component of this project to introduce and identify and introduce plants which have the capacity to produce on-farm seed, as opposed to the necessity to buy pasture seed, as is the case with the annual medics.